What if I told you this house is smaller than your living room, but it has a full gym, a private spa, a soundproof music studio, and yes, an actual football pitch outside the door? No, this isn't a mansion. It's not even close to one. This is a tiny home, and by the time this video ends, you're gonna look at your own house and wonder why you're paying triple the money for half the lifestyle. Stick around, because the last amenity on this list is the one nobody expects, and it might just change how you think about small living forever. Before we go further, if you love homes that flip expectations upside down, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell, because we're touring spaces like this every single week, and trust me, this one is a top 3 all-time build. Okay, let's step inside. Let's get one thing straight before we start. Tiny home does not mean cheap, and it definitely does not mean basic. In 2026, the tiny home movement has quietly split into two very different worlds. On one side, you've got the minimalist, budget-friendly builds, 300 square feet, a bed, a stove, done. But on the other side, a new category has exploded, the luxury tiny home. Builders are now cramming full-scale residential standards into these compact shells, and what they're doing with the square footage is honestly kind of insane. Take what's happening out in Joshua Tree, California, right now. Builders are dropping brand new tiny homes on multi-acre desert lots and turning the surrounding land into a private resort. We're talking sparkling pools, hot tubs, and fully equipped workout garages, some even wired with infrared dry saunas. The house itself might be under 500 square feet, but the lifestyle wrapped around it rivals a boutique hotel. And that's exactly the blueprint we're walking through today, because this home takes that same philosophy and pushes it even further. Let's start where every tour should start, the front door. From the outside, this build reads as pure, understated luxury. Clean geometric lines, warm timber cladding, black steel window frames, and floor-to-ceiling glass that lets the entire front elevation flood with natural light. No wasted ornamentation, no clutter, just intentional, architectural confidence. This is the quiet luxury aesthetic that's dominating small home design in 2026, and it's not an accident. When your square footage is limited, every material choice has to work twice as hard, and this exterior absolutely does. Notice the roofline too. A lot of the newer luxury tiny builds are leaning into what designers call cocoon architecture. Soft, curved, weather-resistant shapes, instead of the harsh boxy silhouette people used to associate with tiny homes. It's not just for looks. Rounded rooflines shed wind and rain more efficiently, which matters a lot when your entire structure is a fraction of the size of standard house. This build takes a hybrid approach, mostly clean modern lines, but with a gently curved standing seam roof that softens the whole silhouette and makes it feel less like a shed and more like a piece of architecture. Even the landscaping is doing work here. Native, drought-tolerant plants line a gravel path to the entrance. Low-voltage path lighting activates at dusk, and a covered porch gives you just enough outdoor living space to sit with a coffee before you even step through the door. And that's really the point of a build like this. Nothing is decorative for the sake of being decorative. Every element out here is either functional, efficient, or both. That mindset carries through the second you walk inside. Step through the door and the first thing that hits you is scale, or rather, the illusion of it. Interior designers building for tiny homes right now are obsessed with vertical volume. High-pitched cathedral ceilings, exposed wood beams, and clear-story windows near the roofline pull your eye upward, making a 400 square foot footprint feel like it's breathing. The living area uses a soft, neutral palette, warm oak flooring, matte white walls, brushed brass fixtures, with one bold accent wall and a deep charcoal or forest green to anchor the space. Furniture is multifunctional by design. A sectional that converts into a guest bed, a coffee table that lifts into a dining surface, hidden storage under every step of the loft staircase. Nothing here is filler. Every single object is chosen because it earns its place. This is honestly the biggest mindset shift you need to understand about luxury tiny homes in 2026. Designers aren't trying to make a small space look big. They're trying to make a small space feel intentional. There's a difference. A big house with empty rooms doesn't feel luxurious. It just feels empty. A small house where every object is beautiful, functional, and exactly where it needs to be feels curated. like a boutique hotel suite you never have to check out of. That's the psychological trick at play here. And once you notice it, you start seeing it in every corner of this build. Take the lighting, for example. Instead of one overhead fixture doing all the work, this space uses layered lighting. Recessed ceiling lights for general brightness, warm LED strips tucked under the loft edge and along the kickboards for ambience, and a sculptural brass pendant over the dining nook that acts almost like jewelry for the room. Smart home integration ties it all together. The lighting, the temperature, even the blinds can be controlled from a single wall panel or an app. So the whole house can shift from bright work mode to warm evening mode with one tap. It sounds like a small detail, but in a compact space, mood lighting does an enormous amount of heavy lifting. And now, the part you've been waiting for. Let's talk about the gym. Tucked just off the main living space is a dedicated fitness nook that would put most apartment complexes to shame. This isn't a treadmill crammed into a hallway. Builders are now designing flex rooms specifically as gym or media spaces, complete with rubber flooring, mirrored walls to visually double the square footage, and smart compact equipment. Fold-away squat racks, wall-mounted cable systems, and stackable dumbbells that tuck into custom cabinetry when not in use. The trend right now in high-end home fitness design is recovery-focused luxury. Think a compact infrared sauna insert, a foam rolling station, and even a charging dock for a massage gun. Floor-to-ceiling windows bring in natural light and a view of the landscape outside. So instead of staring at a gym wall, you're working out with an actual view. It's the kind of space that makes you want to work out, which, let's be honest, is half the battle for most of us. One more thing about this gym before we move on. Pay attention to the flooring transition. It's not carpet. It's not raw rubber matting slapped down as an afterthought. It's a poured, seamless rubber composite that runs edge to edge, color matched to the rest of the home's palette. So the gym doesn't feel like a separate utility room bolted onto the house. It feels like a continuation of the design language. That's a detail most budget builds completely skip, and it's exactly why this space reads as luxury instead of just functional. Alright, quick pause, because if you're still with me at this point, you already know this build is different from anything you've seen in this niche. But I promise you, the next two rooms are the ones people screenshot and send to their group chat. Keep watching. Right next to the gym, because recovery and effort should live side by side, is the spa. This is where the spa-inspired trend that's taken over small home bathrooms in 2026 gets pushed into its own dedicated room. Picture a walk-in rain shower wrapped in large format natural stone tile, a deep soaking tub positioned under a skylight, and ambient lighting that shifts from bright and energizing in the morning to warm and dim in the evening. Designers are leaning hard into waterfall features and immersive sound systems for these spaces. The goal is a full sensory reset, not just a place to get clean. Towel warmers are built into the wall. The vanity is a single slab of stone with an integrated brass sink. It's the kind of bathroom you'd expect in a 5-star resort suite, except it's 10 feet from the front door of a home smaller than most people's garages. What really sells the spa, though, is the sound isolation. The same acoustic engineering trend that's shaping home studios has quietly made its way into high-end tiny home bathrooms. Double-layered drywall, insulated stud cavities, and a solid core door mean that when you're in here, you genuinely cannot hear the rest of the house. Combined with the ambient sound system playing something low and slow, it creates a complete sensory break from everything happening 20 feet away. In a home this size, that kind of acoustic privacy is arguably the single most expensive feeling detail you can build in, and it's one almost nobody thinks to ask for until they experience it. Now here's where this build genuinely separates itself from almost every other tiny home you've seen. The studio. Off the loft, accessed by a sliding barn door, is a fully soundproof creative studio. Acoustic paneling lines the walls in a warm walnut finish. There's a built-in desk with cable management running through the base, and enough room for a small mixing setup, an instrument or two, and a daybed for when inspiration keeps you up past midnight. This is a direct response to a huge shift in how people are using their homes post-2020. Remote work, content creation, music production, all of it needs a dedicated space, and tiny home builders have caught on. A room like this used to be a luxury reserved for houses with a spare bedroom to sacrifice. Here, it's designed in from day one, no sacrifice required. And now, The moment you click 4. Step outside, past the deck, past the fire pit, and there it is, a full-sized mini football pitch. This might sound like a stretch for a tiny home, but it's actually one of the fastest growing amenities in residential and community development right now, especially with the momentum from the 2026 World Cup being co-hosted across North America. Compact, regulation-style mini pitches, the kind used for 5-side and small-sided games, are popping up everywhere, from public parks to private backyards to resort-style residential communities. Some tiny home villages are now building these shared pitches directly into their site plans, right alongside the pool and the clubhouse. This particular build has its own turfed, lined pitch with perimeter netting and portable futsal goals, tucked onto the property just past the fire pit. It's not a full regulation field. It doesn't need to be. It's built for exactly what tiny home living is about: maximizing lifestyle, not square footage. You can host a 5-side match with friends on a Saturday afternoon and be back in the spa 20 minutes later. Let's talk about the kitchen for a second, because it's easy to assume something has to give in a build this size. And the answer is nothing does. The kitchen runs along one full wall, anchored by a commercial-grade range and a custom wood range hood as the visual centerpiece. Solid surface countertops, full-size appliances hidden behind flush cabinet panels, and a hidden pantry that pulls out like a drawer to reveal twice the storage you'd expect. It's not a tiny kitchen in the way you're picturing. It's a full gourmet kitchen that's simply been organized with surgical precision. Upstairs, the primary suite continues the theme: a walk-in closet with built-in organization, a private balcony overlooking the pitch and the fire pit, and, because the spa downstairs apparently wasn't enough, its own smaller ensuite with a rainfall shower. Builders are calling this the primary suite retreat trend, and it's exactly what larger luxury homes have done for years, just compressed and refined for a fraction of the footprint. Before we get to cost, let's talk about how the outdoor space ties everything together, because that's something a lot of tours skip. The path from the back door to the pitch runs past a sunken fire pit lounge with built-in bench seating, a small outdoor dining area under a pergola wrapped in string lighting, and an outdoor shower tucked behind a privacy screen. Perfect for rinsing off after a match without tracking turf through the house. It's the kind of layout that turns a backyard into an actual extension of the living space, not just grass you look at from a window. And because the whole property sits on a landscaped acre rather than a cramped urban lot, there's enough separation between each zone, the gym, the spa, the studio, the pitch, that the home never feels like everything is stacked on top of everything else. That spacing is a huge part of why this doesn't feel like a tiny home at all once you're actually standing in it. There's also a practical, forward-thinking layer to all of this that's easy to miss on a first watch-through. Solar panels are integrated into the roofline rather than bolted on as an afterthought. A battery storage system in the utility closet keeps the gym, spa, and studio running even during a grid outage, and a greywater recycling system feeds the landscaping around the pitch. None of that is flashy. None of it makes it into the highlight reel. But it's exactly the kind of infrastructure that separates a genuinely well-built luxury tiny home from something that just looks good in photos. Sustainability and self-sufficiency aren't an afterthought here. They're baked into the same design philosophy that gave us the gym, the spa, and the studio in the first place. Use less space, waste less of everything, and make every system pull double duty. So here's the real question. What does something like this actually cost? Custom luxury tiny homes with this level of finish are landing anywhere from the low six figures to well past $200,000, depending on materials, land, and how many of these amenity spaces you're building in. Compare that to the average cost of a traditional mansion with a private gym, spa, and sports court, which can run well into the millions once you add land, construction, and ongoing maintenance for a space you might only use 10% of on any given day. That's the real argument tiny luxury living is making in 2026. It's not about having less. It's about cutting every square foot that doesn't serve you and reinvesting all of that money into the square footage that does. And it's not just the sticker price. Think about everything that comes attached to a mansion beyond the mortgage. Property taxes on 8,000 square feet, heating and cooling bills for rooms nobody enters most weeks, a cleaning bill that scales with every extra hallway, and maintenance costs on systems spread across a footprint 5, 6, sometimes 10 times larger than this build. A home like the one we just walked through slashes almost all of that. Less square footage to heat means lower energy bills. Fewer rooms means less to clean, less to furnish, less to maintain long term. The money that would have gone toward keeping a guest bedroom nobody sleeps in at a comfortable 70 degrees instead goes toward the things that actually get used every single day. The gym, the spa, the studio, the pitch. And that's really the takeaway here. This home proves that small and sacrifice aren't the same word anymore. Every inch has a job. The gym keeps you moving, the spa lets you recover, the studio lets you create, and yes, the pitch outside lets you play. A mansion gives you rooms you'll walk into twice a year. A build like this gives you rooms you'll use every single day, in a footprint that costs a fraction to build, heat, clean, and maintain. If a home like this makes more sense to you than 4,000 square feet of empty hallways and rooms you'll rarely ever step foot in, you're not alone at all. And honestly, that's exactly why this whole movement isn't slowing down anytime soon. If you want to see the complete, unedited walkthrough of a home exactly like this one, every single room, every last design detail, floor to ceiling, let me know down in the comments and I will personally track one down for a full in-depth tour video. And if this changed the way you think about what luxury actually means, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because trust me on this one, we are honestly, truly just barely getting started here. See you all again real soon in the very next video.